The goal for today, get the Honda Acty to make more power, but probably not in the way that you guys are thinking. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Talon and I make new videos every single week. So if you like what you see here, especially K-Truck content, then consider clicking subscribe because there's a lot more on the way. Check out the tiny little K-Truck patch that I made, Side Garage. These aren't available for sale, but I got a lot of them. So if you ever see me driving this truck around, I will throw one of these out my window at you. Eventually, they will be listed up on the website whenever I get my website back online, which should hopefully be this year. So stay tuned for an announcement for that. Today, this thing is going to be producing more power, but not horsepower wise. One of my biggest goals with this truck was kind of restoring it, keeping it as true to its life was in Japan as possible. This truck is about 32 years old now, and I redid the entire interior and everything looks and functions great. There's only one downside. There's a way that I could make this thing just a little bit more functional because I do drive it quite a lot, but I didn't want to change out a ton of the interior. If you guys haven't seen all of the work that I've done on this interior, then maybe check out the video up there in the corner because this thing is looking super mint right now. One thing that I kind of mentioned in my videos in the past is that this right here is the factory AM radio, how this truck came from Japan. The only problem with this is AM radio isn't great in America. I can get some like Spanish Mexican channels, but that's about it. There's only one speaker in the door over there, and because of that, I've been using this little JBL speaker right over here. This is powered by USB-C. I got a phone mount over here, and my phone is of course powered by USB-C, and this thing has little to no creature comforts in it. There's not even a cup holder, so I use this little magnetic koozie here and stick it in between. Maybe someday I'll get to like 3D print some cup holders for this thing, but for now we're tackling the power problem. I need USB accessory power in here. If I use something like this right here, a little cigarette outlet, there's a problem with it because when I plug this in, that is constantly powered. So whenever I turn the truck off, I'll have to disconnect that, plug it back in. It's just not very convenient. And I don't want something hanging out of my dash all of the time. So enter this product right here. So I actually found this product on a Honda Acty Facebook group, and this is coming from a company known as Fennec Concepts. I believe this is the first product that they've ever made, and we're gonna install it for you guys, and I'll leave some links down below if you are in the super niche of wanting power in a K-Truck. So here's a little 3D printed module with 2 USB-C ports that's going to clip into the dash, full wiring harness, so this thing should be plug and play. Let's get into the install and get some more power in this truck. So my truck is a 1994 Honda Acty Attack, and this should work with basically any of the trucks, possibly even the vans. One of the only options that I do not have on this Attack is the clock that goes right here, which is no issue for me because we're obviously going to be replacing that anyway. You're gonna start with a trim removal tool if you have one, or you could use something like a credit card or National Park Pass like this. Should be able to slide this in the top. There's a little clip that you're gonna be pushing down on. Trim removal tool would be a lot easier doing this, or a thicker card, I guess. But with a little force, it pops out just like that. All right, be a little bit more careful than I was. Here is that block off plate and what it looks like on the back. There should have been a retaining clip there, but I didn't fully depress it, so it actually shot off the back and was kind of stuck inside of the little cubby there. If it happens to you, you can kind of see it was like up in top here. I was able to just kind of grab it with 2 fingers and pull it back out. So this is the tiny little clip that I was looking for, and now I will take this and install it onto the new 3D printed piece. If you take this off the right way, it will stay retained on the blank plate that you removed, and then you'll just need to take a little tiny flathead screwdriver and pop it off to move it over. So now I'm going to take this clip and slide it right onto this top piece here. Nice little click into place. And now don't jump the gun, don't just pop this in yet. We have to run the wires next. So for the wiring, we're gonna take the middle part of the harness here and plug it into the module. Nice little click there. And now I'm going to take this other end and slowly route it down the hole in the back of that void there. And I should be able to just simply see it pop out right underneath the steering column to the left. So this void is pretty much sealed up. Luckily that clip couldn't go flying, but in the back here's this little hole, and we're going to just simply slide this down there like so. I think there looks about good. You'll notice the clip and the logo are on top, so eventually this thing will clip into place right like that. Now let's go under here and see if we can figure out where that came out. It's pretty tight and hard to see in here, so just give me a second. All right, I actually located that completely blindly. All I did was reach up in here on the left side of the steering column, and I was able to kind of feel the loose wire and was able to pull it through. The other side is connected, so I'm not gonna pull the wire all the way through. Pretty easy there. I'll just let that hang out for now, and we're going to get the rest of the harness installed for power and ground. Jumping over to the right side of the steering column, we're gonna start with this ground wire here. It's already pre-wired up, so just in front of where your right knee will go, there is a 10mm bolt there. I'm using about a 6-inch extension on here, and we're gonna back that out. Now I'm gonna put this connection right on top of that bolt and just thread it back in, and this will be the good ground point. I'm actually gonna make sure I route the wire behind this other harness that's right here. And now we're grounded. Now this part could be a little bit tricky, but you're going to want to run this ground wire behind the plastic of the steering column here, but you don't want to get it tangled up with any of the moving components back here, like your clutch, brake, or the steering column itself. If you're feeling up for it, you could probably remove this plastic entirely and route it really nicely, but it's not really necessary. So now the ground is coming over to the power side here where we have a fuse tap. I'm gonna need to get some light on this one so you guys can see it again, but down here we have the fuse panel. We have an open 10 amp fuse here and a 10 amp right next to it in red. This is actually for the radio. So we're going to pop this out. If you've never seen a fuse tap before, essentially it's just 2 fuses into one, distributing the power across them both. So this kit came with the top fuse, and right here is the factory fuse. Now we're going to take this and put it back into that factory location. Something like that right there. That was actually the hardest part for me of this entire process. It's easier to get in there through the passenger side door, and I positioned it facing inwards instead of outwards toward the steering column, but however it works for you, do it that way. Now I can connect the power to the mid harness, and we should soon have power. All right, gonna pop this into place. I'm going to start with the bottom clips that are 3D printed in there. And now you just wanna go really slow here so you don't ruin the dash. I'm just gonna kind of work this clip down underneath there until the little spring action kind of starts. And now, snaps into place nice and secure, just like that. Plug in a USB-C cable, and now moment of truth. Let's see if this thing fires up right away. This thing starts better than any other vehicle that I own. I just don't understand it. Moment of truth. Do we have power? Yes. We are charging. I'm not sure how fast this will charge. I'm assuming like maybe 20 watts or something like that. But got a little cable, can go over here to my phone mount. We're good. We brought the Acty a little bit further into the future now. When I cut the power, yep, turns off, so I don't have to worry about any parasitic draws. So that's it, guys. Quick and easy process. I could take it a step further, and I might, and actually paint match that piece there. The black looks good in the dash, but I do have the paint to actually color match that because I, of course, redid the entire interior and I was able to completely respray my door card. So maybe I'll do that in the future. Honda Acty has power now, can charge my phone, charge my speaker. If anyone has any recommendations for OEM looking head units, maybe something with Bluetooth connectivity, maybe I'll end up doing that in the future, but for now, love the 90s styling, love the functionality of how everything's working in this truck, and If there's anything you guys want to see me do with this thing in the future, let me know. If you got any questions on this install, drop them down below. I'll leave a link to where you can find this product from Fennec Concepts. And if you're new here, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.